Hello, this is my signature project, Stage 2 of Mathematical Literacy and the Effects of Intervention on it. My name is Lily Mathis, and this is my project for current trend/early childhood education with Dr. Vaughn. Here we go. So this is me. I am Lily Mathis, as I've said. I am a second grade teacher at Oak Mountain Elementary School. I began my master's in March of this year, 2025, and I'm currently pursuing it in early childhood education. I'm a third grade teacher, and I was so excited to continue my education with my master's, and I'm excited to tell you in this research that I have really enjoyed doing and really enjoyed learning in this topic. The effects of targeted interventions on mathematical literacy is my aim. That is my initial research. The initial research is aimed to address the limited number sense and mathematical literacy seen among second grade students at Oak Mountain Elementary School. The purpose of this study is to implement intervention to students with mathematical deficiencies to improve their mathematical reasoning. This is done by targeted specific weaknesses in having instructional interventions, fact fluency, number routines, and talks, and using manipulatives to connect to abstract representations are among the factors included in this study. So, a couple of questions. What is mathematical literacy? What is mathematical reasoning? What is number sense? All incredible questions, all very important for this study. Mathematical literacy is basically any type of thinking that has to do with math. This could be number sense, place value understanding, just the ability to be literate in math, especially for second grade students. This is foundational. This is so important because once these gaps widen, students can fall through the cracks in third grade when multiplication and division are introduced. What is mathematical reasoning? This is making sense and understanding and explaining what you are learning. So, for example, for second grade students, if they are solving a problem, a word problem, for example, that is addition within 100, and students know a specific answer, maybe the answer is 76, but they have no idea how they got it, they have no idea how to explain it, they have no idea the reasoning behind the number, then they do not have mathematical reasoning. And that is what is crucial to students' understanding, because they need to know the why, the concepts of math, to deepen their understanding, deepen the foundation that is going to continue to be built on in following years. Lastly, what is number sense? Number sense is understanding of number. Now, that sounds very abstract, but it is truly, truly, truly foundational and important for students to understand. So with the number example, 76, students need to know what the 7 stands for. Is that just 7? Or is that the 70, the number in the tens place? The 6, is that just in the ones place? What does that number do? What is the fact families that equivalent to the problem 7 plus 3 equals 10? Number sense is crucial so students can know what is going on whenever they're adding, what is going on when they're subtracting, and why is that so important. So here's where the research comes from. This research is based in the CRA approach, concrete, representational, and abstract, that links strong mathematical foundations with hands-on learning. The goal of this research is to build mathematical literacy. The significance of this study is that results will impact other students and help mathematical proficiency among other in the classrooms in the school and others. So the background investigation. More information here is given with mathematical literacy, reasoning, and number sense. Mathematical literacy is a core component to math proficiency, especially in younger grades. This is foundational for many concepts like problem solving, reasoning, and more difficult mathematical concepts. In second grade, the groundwork is being laid for students to be able to multiply and divide. Number sense is a large proponent of this. Although it is important, many students lack this very important skill. Additionally, fluency in numbers and number knowledge are important in younger grades to later calculation fluency. This study aims to introduce targeted intervention and instructional strategies to build mathematical reasoning. These practices are number sense routines, fact fluency practices, in mathematical reasoning. The mathematical reasoning problems. This study will address the gaps of where second grade students should be and the effects of targeted intervention on mathematical literacy. So here is where my theory comes in. With the use of hands-on manipulatives, questioning, and routines that establish deeper thinking and problem solving, knowledge of numbers and mathematical reasoning should increase. So here's my action plan. The sampling method of this research, the population for the study includes second grade students at Oak Mountain Elementary School. These students will be chosen based off of their difficulty in mathematical literacy, as shown by an initial numeracy screener given if they have fallen below the cut score on the iReady beginning of the year math diagnostic. The sample will be students in my class who are selected because they are students who need intense instruction on foundational number sense and skills that could build their mathematical reasoning. A purposive sampling technique is what is being used. This means I am purposely choosing my students as a means to intentionally aim to build their mathematical literacy. This allows for students to show growth and they have needs that align with the study. The instrumentation of the study in this research is an initial diagnostic assessment. During the study, pre- and post-assessments are used to formatively assess and growth monitor. Collaborative efforts. In this study, consultation with team members in second grade are used to ensure intervention materials are consistent with expectations and strategies aligned with grade level curriculum and pacing. Collaboration with parents occurred with consent forms sent home with expectations of the study. The procedures for the study were pre-assessments, participant identification, implementation of the intervention, continual growth monitoring, and the final post-assessment. The external and internal validity of this assessment are very important. Internal validity of this study is, for example, maturation of the students, their testing efforts, effects, specific instrumentation threats. So for students that maybe struggle with sitting still, this could also include it. External validity could be characteristics of the students, like their prior knowledge, learning differences, background, and more. So here's the data. This is a snapshot of my class's iReady Math Diagnostic for the beginning of the year. So what it shows is in the red is 2 grade levels below, yellow is 1 grade level below, green is early on grade level, and then striped green, which I do not have currently, is overall placement, and their overall placement is mid or on. But as you can see here, you can see that I have a group of students that are, but their overall is pulled down. So for these students, this shows that 5 out of 22 of mine are proficient and on grade level, which is great. They were right where they needed to be at the beginning of the year. Yellow means that they are in first grade. I have 11 students in first grade math, technically, whenever they came to me in August. And then I have 6 students who are in kindergarten level. Now this is my students that I am specifically looking for this research. Students that fall below the cut score. Some ethical considerations. Confidentiality is obviously very important in research. Participants sign and return a consent form allowing their data to be collected. Additionally, special populations in the study are students who qualify for special services, so students with 504 plans, IEPs, or English language learners, ELPs, and more. These students will receive additional documentation or additional manipulatives, additional time, additional help and services. So the results of this outcome, the data and action plan outcome, are connected to student achievement. In order to see student achievement growth, there would need to be more students approaching or at grade level in math. So in the results, it would be shown to me that students who I chose for this study grew by seeing their beginning of the year, their middle of the year diagnostic to grow in number and operations and algebraic thinking. This shows the growth in mathematical literacy and mathematical reasoning. This indicates growth, which is what is needed. Some reflections for this data. Some changes to make in the original plan. So I would make changes such as timing of intervention. Normally my math block is the end of the day. I think it would be beneficial to switch it up and have intervention in the morning when students are more alert and they're not bogged down by that post-lunch slump. I would do the math intervention in the morning time. I would also include more fluency practice and take on materials for students for additional study. So helping those math problems be automatic and automaticity is so important for students to grasp deeper understanding, because once they get that out of the way, then they can really ask themselves why, ask themselves more concrete, more abstract questions. Some additional research that could also be done in this area is a linear look at what students miss in kindergarten and first grade. This would be so beneficial to see the gaps that are widened over time, and if these gaps are different. This is also so important because you could see and you could aid where there are gaps in schools, and in just overall math learning and understanding. It is also so important to see mathematical reasoning, because as it goes into third grade, that would be so crucial to see students that maybe lacked understanding of math facts, addition and subtraction facts, and how that directly correlates with their understanding of math multiplication and division in third grade. Lastly, this research has been done over time, and just with a genuine understanding and empathetic feeling for students that are lost whenever it comes to math. Students that look at me and wonder why. Why are they having to do this? Why do they not understand? Students that kind of just talk down on themselves, and it breaks my heart. That is why this research is centered around building the foundational understanding for children that continues to snowball, and they can grow and grow and grow more in their understanding of mathematical understanding and mathematical reasoning and literacy and number sense and fluency. Overall, this study was done, and I'm very thankful for it. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great rest of your evening.